Hello guys, it's me again, Dan, and in today's video, I will share with you how the hue adjustment works here in Photoshop. And by the way, I would like to apologize then if you can hear some background noises. Naglalaro kasi yung kid ko sa other room. Anyway, I hope that's not super distracting lang. So here on my canvas, I have a color wheel. Okay, let me just close these. Yeah. I have a color wheel, and if you look at it, we have different colors now. We have reds, we have yellows, we have greens, the blues, and the pinks. We also have, or we are also seeing angles. So 0 degree, 45, 90, 135, and so on. All right. So in Photoshop, it's actually that colors are located in different angles. Just like the reds. The reds or the red is located at 0 degree. The yellow is about 45. The blue is at 225. Okay? Now, if we open the color picker, okay, here, and we sample a color, make sure pala that the hue is selected. Ito. So we could see, no? Now, if you click a color, let's say red, it's telling me that it's at 0 degree angle. If I sample yellow, it's telling me at 46 or around 45, okay? Now, take a closer look at this angle as I sample from here going around counterclockwise, okay? So, let's start from 0. And I will go around and take a look at the value. It's going up, right? As you can see, now we are about to reach 90 degree. And then we go up. And then we go back to 0 or 360 degree. Okay? So colors here in Photoshop are basically located at their own designated angles. Now with this information, we can utilize this to change a color of something to something. So I'm gonna hit cancel and I'm gonna open a chart. Okay, so this is a chart that I got from Wikipedia. You can look it up. Hue. I'll share na lang this picture para mas easier for you guys. So we start from 0 degree, that's red, going up or rather going down to 345. We have about this type of color, carmine or carmine. I'm not sure. Basta you get the point. If 360 na siya, babalik tayo sa red. Okay? Just like yung ginawa natin kanina. So now we have this information. Para mas easier natin. No? Let's have this as an example. So I'm gonna turn off this chart, or rather the color wheel. Oops, mali. And I'm gonna open this example number 1. Let's say we have this kid right here. The kid is wearing green. And if we take our color picker and sample this color, we can see that the hue is at 120 degree angle, so that's green, right? Now what if we want to change the green to, let's say, blue? So 120 versus 240. It's very simple. If you want to change it, just add an angle to get here to 240. How much angle do we need to get from 120 to 240? If you are not good in math, just open the calculator, just like what I'm doing right now. 120, this is our current color, right? And let's say 120 plus 120, that gives us 240, which is blue, diba? So let's just remember that, no? So in order for us to get 120 from 120 to 240, we just need to add 120 more. So let's do that. So I'm gonna go to image, adjustment, and hue and saturation. And in this hue and saturation, meron tayong slider here. If you slide it to the left, you are subtracting angle. If you slide it to the right, you're adding angle. Okay, so how much is it again? It's 120, right? So we just need to add 120 more. And there you go. Naging blue na siya. Okay? As simple as that. Now, I just would like to, let me just hit cancel muna. Let me turn this off. I just would like to remind you that the hue adjustment will change or adjust all the pixels in a particular layer. So I have my layer here naka-turn on, which is example number 2 layer. If I go to image, adjustments, and hue, saturation, okay, take a look at the colors, guys. We have red, we have green, and we have blue. If I add 120 of for each, okay, the blue, if you add 120 sa blue, that's 360, basically red, right? If you dito naman, so green to kanina, we added 120, so 120, adding another 120, that's 240, that became blue, right? Ito naman, this is red kanina, so 0 degree, add 120, it became green. So actually, the most important part here that you have to remember is that hue and saturation will adjust all the pixels of a particular layer. Okay? Now, you can avoid this by selecting a particular area. Let's say, for example, you only need to change the blue. So, you just make a selection dyan sa blue. And then you go to image, adjustment, and then hue and saturation. And you add 120. There. Okay? So, that's just basically it with the hue adjustment. However, you may also face some problem, especially if you want to, kasi kanina, as what I showed you here, these examples, they're actually very easy to change because they are just simple shapes, di ba? But what if it's a complicated one? Let's say, for example, this car right here. Okay? So, for example lang, this car. How could we possibly change only the oranges? For example, the oranges is what we need to change. Alright? Now, yes, you can definitely try and use these selection tools, but it would save you the time. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's difficult. It's difficult. Okay? So you can actually go back to image adjustment and then hue and saturation. Alright? And in this particular icon, just remember this icon, okay? This icon, if you click that, you are basically telling Photoshop, I would like you to change a particular color only. So you just basically click on this tool, click on a color you want to change. Say for example, the oranges. And if you click the orange, it will give you that specific range. So what we click is a particular orange within this range. Okay? So now, if we change it like this, ayan, nag-change na siya. Okay? However, may mga parts pa rin na we're not fully selected or fully adjusted, like in this part right here. What you can do in this situation is you basically just go back first. For example, ayan. And you might want to also increase the saturation so much para mas klaro talaga. And then what you can do is try to adjust the range. If it is not picking up more colors, you might want to increase the size of your range. Most of the time, you just need to either decrease it or increase it. So, ginagawa ko is I'm trying to close it. Ayan. And basically, I'm doing the other way around. No? So, I might just need to increase it pala. Okay. There. Until such makuha ko yung saktong timpla. Okay. So, maybe around here, the right hands are what I need to be adjusting more. Okay. So, let me reduce the saturation. And let me change the color na. And let's see if na-cover ba natin lahat. So, as what I am seeing right now, na-cover naman lahat. So, all goods with that. However, if you take a closer look din from sa surroundings, may mga areas din na are supposed to be hindi dapat sila nag-change, right? Because again, the hue and saturation, how it works is it will change all the colors in the pixels. But with the help of this feature, we can pinpoint which colors. Pero hindi pa rin maiwasan na may mga colors pa rin na masaselect. And that's a problem. Okay? So, we just basically hit cancel. And I'm going to show you another way. It's still going to be the hue and saturation, but this time it's an adjustment layer. If you haven't learned what adjustment layers are, how they work, and especially layer mask, I would like you to pause this video, watch mo muna yon para you would have an understanding of what I'm about to share with you. Alright? So basically, mag-add lang tayo ng adjustment layer, the hue and saturation. I-clip natin to. Okay? Just to make sure that this is only appearing in this layer. Now, what we can do first is, again, this is the icon, diba? Click lang natin yung oranges. Okay? Now, it's telling us that that particular color is within the yellows. Alright? Remember this one, the yellows. Okay? Wag muna kayong wag ka munang mag-change here. What you can do is basically just try to maximize the saturation. And as you do, you would be seeing those areas that are affected. Okay? So these are the areas. Now you can play around with the layer mask. And brush those areas with black. Yung mga affected areas. Just like that. Okay? And now you can go back to the hue and saturation adjustment. And again, it was the yellows, right? So let's just go back to the yellows. And now, what we can do is we can zoom in a little bit more. And basically, let's say you want to change it into what? Well, what do you want to change it with? Kuha tayo dito ng example. So, oops. So from oranges, if you want to change it to greens, we just need more or less 100 degrees. Okay? So maybe just 100 or 90 to 100 degree. So balik lang tayo dito sa hue natin, adjustment layer. Choose back the yellows. Reduce it like that. And let's just add 90 or 100 degree. Okay. Now, if you look here, some of the pixels were not adjusted properly. Now, what we can do is we can readjust the range, right? So maybe we just need to decrease this. Okay, so you can just try, guys, no? Ayan. And if you're satisfied, then you're basically done. So this is the before and this is the after. And that's just basically how you can manage how you can use the hue and saturation.